What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. So, midweek report time. So let's get started. And I want to start off by talking about Azim versus Davies. And Azim was expected to win that fight, yes. And he went and got the win as expected. But I think he did it in better fashion than many people were anticipating. And the question is with Azim at the moment, can he take a punch? Can Azim take a punch? Because a lot of people are wondering why he's not going in there with Dalton. Many people are wondering, is he like Amir Khan with the whiskers? He didn't take a flush shot by Davies, who is a puncher in his own right, but he did take a few, partially landed or, scuffing shots. So I think the question is still out there, but I'm not sure he's got like a Amir Khan chin, but we'll see as that goes on. He got the win in a fight he was expected to win. And he didn't do it in the fashion of Barroso, how he knocked out Davies in one round, but he did get the win. So he moves on. And we'll see what happens with Azim. He's got an exciting style. He's got a lot of flair, a lot of athleticism, and he can captivate the audience. So we'll see what goes on with him. Let's see if he has the substance behind it at the highest level. He's shown it at a certain level, but we need to see it at the highest level. So Jamie TKV versus Frank Ignatius. For me, Frank Ignatius is actually he looks like quite wily in there. He looks quite ring savvy in there. Like he knows what he's doing. He's tucking in behind the shoulder. He's quite difficult to hit cleanly. He knows how to spoil. So Jamie TKV, I felt that he did okay. I feel like maybe he should have stuck to his jab a little bit more. Jabbing the head, jabbing the body. When someone's hiding their head behind the shoulder roll, the body's not going anywhere. But overall, I think he did okay. It was a little bit scrappy. Frank Ignatius, I feel like the stoppage was a little bit premature. I think it was an 8-rounder and it got stopped in maybe the 6th round. So I don't think Ignatius, I think it was closer than the commentary were making out, but I would say that Ignatius was on his way to losing a handedly points decision, but I feel like the stoppage was premature. Ignatius actually threw an overhand right as the ref was stopping it. Maybe Ignatius a little bit ignorant on his part. If you're not throwing back, the ref will sometimes tend to jump in and stop it. But either way, Jamie TKV, I think his ceiling, he's already lost. I feel like his ceiling is probably at a push British level, but I wouldn't even be surprised if he lost to the likes of Nip Webb. I'm not wishing failure on the guy, but we'll see what happens with him. He shouldn't be listening to someone like me anyway, a guy on YouTube talking rubbish. He needs to say, forget that and try and aim as high as possible. Otherwise, how else are you going to achieve? But I do objectively, when I look at it, see his ceiling as somewhat British level. Catterall versus Regis Prograis is going to be this weekend. Interesting one. Jack Catterall is coming off a great win over Josh Taylor. Some would say that he should have won that first fight. I tend to agree. Coming up against Prograis, I feel like Prograis has seen better days. I feel like Prograis, he didn't look good against Haney. I feel like this is the time for Jack Catterall to be facing him. So I definitely see Jack Catterall as a favourite. I know styles make fights. Maybe Prograis' style will be better suited than Josh Taylor's style. I feel like Josh Taylor's style was tailor-made for Jack Catterall. Jack Catterall wants you to come towards him, and he can tuck behind that shoulder. He can throw cute little shots off your mistakes. I feel like maybe Regis Prograis' style may be better suited to fighting a Jack Catterall style, but I feel like with Jack Catterall's home advantage, I feel like because of the form that Prograis has shown recently and the age, that Jack Catterall should be able to eke out a points win against Regis Prograis at this point. Anthony Joshua is rumoured to be fighting Deontay Wilder next, not Daniel Dubois. I honestly think that's a better fight for Anthony Joshua. I feel like Anthony Joshua is not undoubtedly past his best. You know, people were making the argument that Anthony Joshua was actually going to have an Indian summer. I was actually one of them. I wasn't saying for definite, but I thought there was a chance that he could go out there and have an Indian summer in his career. But that was all in terms of the signs and the signals, but there was no actual definitive product to demonstrate that. You know, he was showing indications. But then when he went in there against Daniel Dubois, I think he showed, I'm not so, you know, styles make fights. I'm not so, I wouldn't be so worried that he got knocked out by Daniel Dubois because Anthony Joshua hasn't got an iron jaw, but it's the lack of athleticism that I'm seeing now. He's not short athletically, but he's not the athletic freak that he was when he fought Vladimir Klitschko. And I feel like he hasn't got the foundations to fall back on in terms of the basics because he started so late. He's got foundations, but, you know, if Anthony Joshua started when he was 5 years old, you telling me that he wouldn't be better now? Probably would. So this is what I'm talking about in terms of the fundamentals. He hasn't got those. George Foreman even had better fundamentals. You know, names slipping out my mind now. Bernard Hopkins, James Toney, Evander Holyfield, the guys who went on late, you know, they had the fundamentals and they were boxing for a lot longer. It's not his fault, it's just the fact of the matter. So I feel like Anthony Joshua probably is nearing the end now. I feel like it would be wise for him to retire, and I don't think he should fight Dubois next because I feel like that could go earlier. But if he was to fight Deontay Wilder, I feel like that is the crossroads fight. You know, the fight that should have been made ages ago. Anthony Joshua is not an iron jaw fighter, neither is Deontay Wilder. They're both vulnerable, they're both past their best in my humble opinion. So that's more of an even match. Don't get it twisted. Heavyweight boxing, anything could happen. I could say all this rubbish and Anthony Joshua could go in there and iron out Dubois in one round. We've seen he could hurt him. But in terms of the probabilities and likelihoods, I feel like the better fight, the more winnable fight for Anthony Joshua would be Deontay Wilder. And then he could walk out of the sport. No shame in his achievements. He's achieved far more than most of us are ever going to achieve. That's my opinion. Anyway, that's my midweek report. Let me know what you think about what I spoke about in this video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. With that, enjoy the rest of your day and I'll see you on the next one.